just the driller.
Dude, does the Novocaine work on you? Because it doesn't. Like, they give me the normal strength Novocaine, and it numbs it, but I can still feel everything they're doing. And any, like, sharp pain when they start drilling, I totally feel it 100%.
Yep.
So then they bust out, like, the fucking, I don't know, the extra strength Novocaine or whatever. And that shit usually works. But
yeah, they just gave me more. Just squirt.
I got to be put under for everything done.
What a bitch. Just do it, bro. I remember my dad fucking told me a story, like, when he was like, I don't know, however old, and he had to fucking get a tooth pulled out or have a root canal done. He went to the dentist, and they were talking about, like, oh, well, a root canal will be this much, and having it pulled out will be this much. And he was like, well, what if you don't give me the Novocaine and you just pull it out? Well, I guess it would be this much, because then we don't have to pay for the... Yep, do that. And they just ripped his fucking tooth out of his face.
Sheesh.
I'm like, dude, that's...
I threw 6 nurses total last time I wasn't put under, and they're like, yeah, you can't come here anymore.
You threw them?
Like, I'm sorry. Yeah, like I grabbed them when they were trying to shove shit down my fucking throat because I'm not a French hooker. And I threw them against the wall.
I've been lied to. I thought you were a French hooker.
No, I'm a Nebraskan hooker.
Oh, well, halfway right. Anywho, this is Two-Way Taco Tuesday with E Honda and friends, where we talk about guns and stuff, and, well, I guess prepping related stuff. We were looking at mini houses that you can buy. Dude, check this shit on Amazon. For $18,000, you get a 13 by 20 with a bathroom built into it. There's no kitchen or whatever. You just have to, like, fucking, I don't know, put like a counter and a hot plate and a microwave. I mean, there's no power, but you could buy an electrical system for $13,500 or less even. And now you've got a fucking power system for your entire house. You can fill the roof with these things, and you're good to go, man. You don't need anything else, right? I mean, water. Oh, wait, we got that covered too. Water. This is a fucking no plumbing, no piping, hot and cold water dispenser that runs off of air. It sucks in air, takes out the water, purifies it, gives it like a light out. Dude, check all this shit out. It gives it like reverse osmosis, cleans the water, and makes sure that it's like better than any drinking water you've ever fucking had, dude. I trust this shit. The science is real. Trust the science.
We'll teach Donald Trump a valuable lesson. Don't mess with the women in America unless you want to get the benefit.
That's right. Science. You gotta trust that shit. Daniel says, play the Kerry Lake shit. I will get to that here in a bit, dude. Honestly, like, I don't know if you guys saw that. Did you see the Kerry Lake fucking leak? The Kerry Lake leak?
Yeah, where some dude was talking. It was some GOP head or whatever was asking her to basically drop out of the fucking Senate race.
Let's see it.
Yeah, I was reading it over Twitter.
I thought it was the governor's race.
No. It was trying to run for the U.S. Senate right now, if I'm not mistaken. And it was the guy who is in control of the Arizona GOP, I think is what it is. Like the head dude that's not really elected. He's like selected.
I mean, it's like 5 minutes long, or 10 minutes long or something like that, just so you guys know. I don't know if I want to play the whole thing.
Somebody got a shortened version.
I mean, at one point, she suggests that he go public with it, and he jokingly says, "Not unless I would want a car bomb or something. Like, you know, I'd have to worry about turning on my car from then on."
Oh no.
Kerry Lake. That's not how you spell it, is it? Did I retweet it? I forget.
What's good, my vanilla gorillas?
What up?
What up?
What is good in Inglewood?
I'll go there to get my hair done. Well, that's true. I might go there this week. I don't know.
Hey, Red.
Yeah.
Man, I'm on season 4 of Attack on Titan. Oh man.
It's so good. Yeah, it is. Okay, there we go.
Which part are you on?
He just broken out of jail. Aaron.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, you already got with the coup.
Say what?
You already got the part where they did the took over the queue.
All right, cool, whatever. So this is the Arizona Republican Party chair, Jeff Dwight, caught on secret recording trying to bribe Carrie Lake not to run for Senate. You were right. Dude, this is insane.
Is there a number which?
Can you guys hear that okay?
A little bit. It's like background shit.
You can take a pause for a couple years.
No,
Is that better?
no. 10 million, 20 million, 30, no. A billion, no. This is not about money.
Yes.
This is about our country. I think it's disturbing that they would that anybody would think this is.
No, to be fair, even me, I'll say this. I want fresh face right now. For the reason that I've never seen anyone, I can't think of a single person in a federal race who's lost running the race. Can't think of it. You can think of it, let me know.
I'm not going to let these people who hate our country tell me not to run. You should call them and tell them to get behind me. So what's going on? What is...
All right, we're not going to play the whole thing because it does go on forever and ever. But suffice to say, this dude who's pushing her to drop out of the race and telling her to put her campaign on pause for now and in a couple of years come back. And he was like, look, if we give you, I don't know, put you on the board of directors of some company and pay you some money, would that work for you? How much is a good number? I wish that you would come back to me with a counteroffer, like some big number, so that I can go back to my bosses. Oh, who are my bosses? Let's not discuss that. Let's not talk about that. I don't want to bring them. It's not about that. It's about you. Like that's how the conversation basically goes, dude.
I mean, this goes by what I would do, and another person was talking about that too on another podcast because he's talking about Brandon Herrera when he's running. I would be having my shit 24/7 surveillance, recording everything. Especially if I'm working as a politician.
Oh yeah, if you're not corrupt, if you're like Carrie Lake and you're trying to just like win legitimately, and you're not a corrupt fucking politician piece of shit who's neck deep in the swamp and the back scratching that goes on in Washington D.C. and shit, then yeah, record everything, everywhere you go, every conversation, every phone call, every handshake, every meeting, everything. Secretly, not secretly, legally, not legally sometimes. However it has to get done. 100%. Yep.
Yep.
That's why years ago when Anthony Gonzalez was running for Congress here in Ohio, I told people straight up, I was like, this guy is a rhino sack of shit. Do not vote for this motherfucker. He's only in this race because he has a name from Ohio State is what it is. Because he used to be on the football team. And it's like, he's not a good guy.
Break the law?
100% he did. Because he's fucking trying to bribe somebody running for official office at this point.
Yeah, he easily broke the law. Question is,
felonies in that fucking recording.
Yeah, the question is, are they going? Is the cuss gonna get on?
Well, it seems to me that if we have, city, county, state DAs going after presidents, ex-presidents for really fucking shaky grounds that don't really have a lot of evidence and trumping things up, so to speak, they can go after someone who's actually breaking the law. I mean, I guess not, right? Because they're all protecting each other because of the back scratching. That's the way it goes. He also mentions 2020 election being stolen. That's also true. Yes, I forgot about that part. Yeah, like, he's like, well, they're just going to steal it again like they did in 2020. And like, just nonchalantly, they're just talking about it like, yep, it was absolutely stolen. Because I think everyone who knows what's going on, everyone who has an idea of what's going on in this world, knows that the 2020 election was stolen, whether they're allowed to admit it publicly or not, because they are politicians. And if you do say certain things, I mean, I'm sure Carrie Lake said it's stolen, but, other politicians know it is and know that people would listen to them if they would just speak because they come from a leftist point of view, but they don't specifically for that reason, because they know that, them admitting that the emperor has no clothes will make other people see it too, right? And as long as everyone continues to imagine that the Emperor's clothes are on, and you're the crazy one. The kid's crazy for saying anything. You know, it just takes that first fucking priest to be like, yeah, I see it too. And no one will do that. No one wants to stick their head up. No one wants to be that fucking nail sticking out to get fucking hammered. Anyway. We got some super chats here. Thanks, guys. Jesus. But yeah, he definitely did mention the 2020 election being stolen. Do I work this weekend to buy another revolver in a caliber I don't have just because I don't have one in that caliber? I need my enablers to chime in.
Yes.
My question is, gun library, Garrett. What is the caliber? What is the caliber that you don't have?
357
And
stick.
my yes or no will depend upon your answer. If you have a bad answer, then the answer is no. If you have a good answer, then the answer is hell yeah.
I say don't buy a revolver, buy a dagger.
Oh, you said revolver.
Shit.
I mean, if you got all your bases done, I mean, it's up to you.
I can't wait to get my dagger. It's the lower's supposed to be here tomorrow, but that means I won't probably get it till like next week, the way things work now.
You damn commie state.
Yep.
I got my slide back. I mean, I posted that at the gun porn thing or Matt's thing.
Okay, did you know that YouTube videos do this now? Where on the side they make a transcript with a timestamp of everything that was said through the entire podcast?
Yeah, I
No,
seen it.
weird.
That's new.
This is from my last stream that just happened. And it's pretty. I was looking. I didn't watch the whole fucking thing, but I was looking at it. It's pretty goddamn accurate, which means there's probably going to be some more strikes and stuff being thrown around for people who used to get away with things by hiding stuff like way into the chat. You know, because like usually they'll check like the first 5 minutes or first 15 or first hour or whatever it is. But if you're 2 hours into a chat and you say like some risky shit, you used to be able to get away with it. Unless someone reported you.
Is the timestamps easy just for you as the person to see, or everybody else can see them too?
It's for everybody, I think.
The anti-strawberries team.
See, like here's us talking about the anti-strawberries. Like, thankfully.
Yeah.
Oh god. It's a good thing we were talking anti-strawberries. That's all I'm saying. Dude, Onin Fools $10 super sticker, man. That's fucking badass. Thank you, sir. Holy shit. Holy shit. Someone said something. Sorry, go.
Strawberries are bad. Okay.
Well,
Let's talk about dark elves.
I mean, the raspberries are the ones that are bad, man.
I don't like those blackberries.
We'll teach Donald Trump a valuable lesson. Don't mess with the men in America unless you want to get the benefit.
Joe.
Yep.
We had some black ice that was pretty bad this morning, but the white ice was just okay.
Yeah, that black ice can creep up on you when you least suspect it.
Yeah,
And
there's
rob
like
you of
8
your
to
balance.
9
In general.
8 to 9 black ices just surrounding the white ice. But that Asian ice throws ninja stars.
I forget what it was. Someone said, I hate black ice the other day, or whenever it was. This was a minute ago. And I was like, did you just say I hate black guys? So apparently there's reports of shots fired at U.S.-Mexico border near Eagle Pass.
No fucking way.
So listen to this. You can hear the shots. You don't see anything.
Holy shit.
Do you think that was pistols? Because if it was pistols, it was like
I say no.
a fucking drive-by or fucking, so you know, if that was rifles,
Yeah, I want to say it's not pistols, but that audio wasn't that clear enough for.
Yeah, his audio sucked.
I mean, even with the crappy audio, you can usually tell the difference, and that sounded more like it was rifle fire than pistol fire.
I think the
where I was
last
going
couple
with
was pistol, maybe.
If you actually listen to a lot of the audio from the Rittenhouse self-defense that night, you can actually hear people holding iPhones and stuff like that, and they're shooting pistols right next to them.
Oh shit! Gun Library Garrett dropped in 5 more, and he says 44 Magnum, which is crazy because I have many 357s, 38s, 32 longs and shorts, 41 caliber, even revolvers and pistol calibers, but no 44 Magnum yet. You have a 41, but you don't have a 44.
That is
Well, yeah,
weird.
Shame
besides that
and
one.
blasphemy.
That. I mean, that's just strange.
Yeah. Well, besides that, yeah, I'll say definitely get the 44 then. I mean, I have
Well,
357, I
obviously,
don't have 44 yet.
What is even the point? Okay, so like you got 357, you've got 44 Magnum. What is the point of 41 Magnum? That like splits the difference?
I don't know. I mean, I was gonna get 45 long cold one time, but I was like, eh.
And they
I
also
don't
make
know where the fuck
41
he's working to be picking this up and just working for like 2 fucking days, man.
I
Because I
believe
think like 1,000.
he's in aviation, some aviation maintenance, I believe. Something
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
definitely.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man. Yes, I would say yes. Is it the Dirty Harry gun? That's my other question.
Well, it has to be.
Because if it's I forget what it is, the Smith & Wesson Model 41?
29.
49? Okay.
29.
29. Fuck me. Whatever it is.
Yeah, man, do it.
With a long barrel, and then you can say, "Are you feeling lucky, punk? Did I shoot 5 shots or did I shoot 6?"
You'll never know because the education system fucking sucks.
And then you blast them. You got to delete the footage off of your security cameras. 41 Magnum sounds like a 10mm. I mean, it basically is, dude. It's like pretty much the same. I don't know. I think 41 Magnum is more powerful than 40 caliber or even 10mm.
Dude, on another gun
41?
related note.
So about 41?
Yeah, 41 Magnum.
I don't know the specs
So
on that,
there's-
but that's like an
There's
odd round.
357 Magnum, 41 Magnum, 44 Magnum, 50. 8. Well, what's the 51? I forget.
Action Express.
No,
Hey.
the revolver version.
Oh,
It's like 500 Smith & Wesson Magnum, I think.
yeah, it's 500 Smith & Wesson. There's also 462.
All right. Yeah.
Have you guys seen the poll for PSA? They have 3 guns on it, I think, that they're going to put into production, and we get to pick one.
Yeah. I thought it was more than 3.
Well,
No, they have 7 guns or 8 guns or whatever. You pick 3 that you want to see them do, and they're going to do a couple of them. I don't know how many. Like they're gonna like eventually do all of them, I guess, but they're gonna prioritize based upon the voting.
I like that a lot. Go PSA fucking throws out some zingers, man.
Yep.
I butchered that quote. Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen fucking Dirty Harry. Sorry, it's been a minute. Been a long minute. And that's like my dad's generation, dude. To be honest,
Same
Like-
here.
how many of you dudes like firsthand watched Dirty Harry and were like, yeah?
I was like,
Right.
what is this old dude carrying this huge fucking revolver for?
Yeah, they only seem like clips.
Versus how many people saw Lethal Weapon and they were like, yeah, get those South African racists. Except for that one chick was really hot. She can be racist all she wants. All right, now there's this.
Dangerous.
Oh, hold on. Let me start it over.
You shouldn't take guns to school with you. They're dangerous.
Guns are dangerous?
What? Oh, brother. Bobby, go on and clean the guns. I'll be in there in a minute. What about guns being dangerous? Well, that's right. They kill people.
Guns don't kill people. The government does.
Pockets.
Unfortunately true, because in the 20th century, democide was the #1 cause of death of human beings.
Yep.
So, one way or another, government kills you. Migrant Crisis plunges Denver's main public hospital deep into the red after patients receive $130 million of treatments, and they were unable to pay.
Mm-hmm.
Do you
So
see a lot of that in Denver, Honda?
Oh yeah, bro, we're fucking like certain parts of Denver. It's like a camp, just a big ass camp. Dirty people everywhere, like really crazy people on the streets walking around. Just like you see their whole fucking eyeball. Their eyes are so wide. They're on drugs. They're hopefully don't fuck with you. They usually don't fuck with you, but because if they did, they're not going to be on the street anymore. They'll be in prison. I don't really think they want to be there. It's better to be on the street than prison. I guess it depends on the temperature, though. But yeah, I mean, like they bought up all the hotels, and all of the hotels just house fucking immigrants and homeless people, and I guess there's probably a few like the high end hotels are still owned by and like gone to by people who book them.
Mm-hmm.
But like all the old motels that you used to see, dude, they're fucking gone. They're bought up. They're owned by the state now, and they're building like these mini houses everywhere, which are smaller than this one. Like this one would be like the king of the mini houses. Their houses are like a third of that. Like they're like literally living in the fucking pods, dude. The next thing would be like coming around with buckets of crickets for them to eat.
Yeah, look like a porta potty ×3.
I'm actually surprised that they haven't gone the Japanese route at this point and just made like a Japanese hotel pod, like redesigned all the ones they're bringing out right now.
Dude, that famous pod hotel was a giant failure, though. Like everyone invested in it because they thought it was a great idea, and then it didn't work, and the pods were shit. And like maybe they could find a way to like stack up fucking apartments or something like that, but I don't know, man. Like what they really need to do is just make a bunch of land available to build on that they had previously just had as like fields, and build fucking apartment complexes and like first time home buyer like starter family homes. Because there's enough fucking mansions. There's enough fucking like 6-bedroom, 5-bathroom, 4-car garage on a 1/4 acre fucking houses. Like there needs to be some like 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom starter homes. And
I'll give even better. I mean, well, especially where I'm at. There's a bunch of like vacant lots right there that you can just build like the houses or apartments or whatever. But I'm pretty sure the property areas cost a lot.
But the thing is, it's too late because with the number of people, with the influx of people coming into the country right now, they're coming in faster than you can build houses. So like, you can make the problem, you can mitigate it and make it not as bad as it would have been otherwise by doing that. But it's going to get worse, even if you do that.
Yeah.
And start building the high-rise projects again. Just to house all of them.
We don't have that here, but
I mean, when you look back at... God.
No, I was going to say there's one little area that they're building at the Staples. Well, it's not called the Staples Center no more, I guess you want to call it that, but they're building like some new apartments, but you can tell those are going to be the expensive type. So I was like, okay.
Oh, it's not called a Staples Center no more?
Yeah, they call it the crypto something or some shit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was bought up by somebody else or whatever.
Yep.
Is that a camera? Oh, that's the...
That's a Sullivan trap lamp.
Thought that was Alexa hiding in the lamp. Recording all your conversations.
There needs to be more 3D CAD designs of people making things into suppressors. I was muted that whole time and I didn't realize it. I explained for like a minute and a half.
Oh, yeah. I like the one that's a flashlight because then when you're done smacking people down with it, then you can entertain yourself.
Well, no, I mean, this would be something you make on your 3D printer at home, right? You put it on your countertop. It has the wiring in it to light up and have a bulb inside of it with a button that pushes and everything, and it sits there. It's a lamp, right? But if the ball ever drops, you will know that lamp, even though it's 3D printed, so it's probably not going to last long, is good for a couple of silent shots at least.
Tactical lamp.
I'm not saying to do this. I'm just saying more people should make the CAD drawings. That's all.
Well, we're talking about a lamp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pay attention, Honda. 2 of them.
Yes, 2 lamps.
So we've got an influx of African migrants coming to Colorado for some reason. I don't know. Do you guys have the same thing where you're at? Do you have like a bunch of fucking like? How do I sound not read? People from Africa.
I mean, the only thing I noticed that's interesting is those people from besides Mexico, like China or something.
I haven't seen any.
We got gangs of them. Oh shit! There's a lot of them over here. Let's see what I did there.
It's weird because LA is like a big place, so it's like you don't really notice anybody who's that different, really.
Someone read the transcripts back to me.
They're gonna look really bad.
Dude, that's crazy. We got a stenographer watching now, an AI stenographer, like putting everything that we say into fucking text. And I bet they're gonna start going through all the old videos and doing that too. Like I don't know how much computing power it takes to do that, but I'm sure they got plenty of computing power and they can fucking do it. So.
Future court documents.
It's just an algorithm with some keystrokes.
Yep, exactly.
I wonder how good it is at recognizing different languages.
Should we all just start speaking German right now?
Yo hablo en español muy bueno. Y la otra noticias. Los housing shortage in montañas communities. Es no bueno.
Me llama esa Juan. Coro chingada puta caca gato. Let's see if it gets that one.
So this is the bill that I was talking about. There's a bill to address housing shortage in mountain communities.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
So they passed a bipartisan bill with the Forest Service on Flexible Housing Partnership Act is what it's called. And I got to look into what it means, but the short version of it was that they're going to make more land available to build upon. They're going to zone more land that was previously not zoned, basically. Which again brings me back to the mini house, dude. Fucking buy some zoned land, or buy some land that's gonna be zoned. And when they zone it, you put your little mini house on it and pay Amazon off instead of a mortgage or rent.
Well, that's funny because I am buying land up in Vegas. It only cost me $20,000, but I can see that land growing up big.
Only $20,000.
Well, I mean, how many million people are they going to let over the border? Like, they're not making any more land. You know what I mean? So if you have land that you can build on, it's going to be worth more. If you have land that you can't build on, it's not going to be worth anything. Not anything, but it's not really going to go up in value.
Yeah, and it depends where it's at. Because if you're in the middle of bumfuck nowhere, it's like you're on that.
That's when you get a lot of land for cheap.
Even then, I mean, you got Elon Musk internet, you got solar power to power. You've got fucking, these weird things that can pull water out of the air and purify it.
Basically, just a dehumidifier with an RO system on it.
Yeah, that's all it is. Yeah, you're right.
The only thing good about that, if you wanted to do that, we still need a job where you can pay for that. Unless you can work from home type job.
Not necessarily, man. I mean, think about it. Say your house is $200,000. Well, that is a lot less than $200,000. So you have a mortgage to pay for a lot of years, where you just could fucking pay that thing off and then just live debt free.
The only issue is property tax, because they fuck you on that every time. You will always be fucked by the government because of property taxes.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody fucks like them.
Are the mountain goats protected?
No, you can hunt mountain goat. You just
Okay.
you have to get the permit to do it, and they don't give many of them.
Mm.
And there's not very many areas where you can hunt where they live. There is, and you
Anything
can.
that can fit my gullet.
I don't know. Like everyone talks about bears in Colorado. I've lived in Colorado for 40 years. I've seen a bear 2 times.
But how many times have they seen you?
Mm.
I don't know. One time was in my backyard though. I actually built a gravity-fed water filter because I didn't want to pay for a Berkey. So I bought like the equivalent Berkey filter and did some like 5-gallon buckets, like drilled a hole and put a little fucking spigot on one, and like you stack them up and you fill the top one with water and it filters through, and then you got the spigot on the bottom, right? It's a fucking Berkey. Well, apparently the bear was thirsty, and I had it sitting out. Like, I just fucking built this thing, dude. Like, I just got all the parts in the mail and put it all together, and I had it outside, and I was just letting it drain through to make sure that it wasn't leaking or anything like that before I took it inside and set it somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And the bear came by and, like, fucking smashed it to pieces, bro.
Wow.
He even broke the filter. Like, he broke the porcelain filter with his paw.
He's a sales rep, Berkey.
And then he came back the next day. And that was the day that I had to pull a gun on a bear. That was the second time I've seen a bear.
And you're like, well, Heritage Rough Rider, let's get him. No.
A program that gives unhoused Denverites up to $1,000 in cash payments each month, no strings attached, will be extended for another 6 months, thanks to millions of dollars in additional funding, organizers said Tuesday.
My God.
Yep.
So the deal is they picked, it was 800 or 1,000 or something like that, homeless people who were already on the street. They tried to target LGBTQ, trans, and minority women and stuff like that were the people that they were trying to sign up for it. So if you're like a white dude who's a veteran or whatever and you're homeless in Denver, they skip right over you with this program. Don't worry. But yeah, they give these people $1,000 a month on a Visa Pay card, no strings attached. Here you go. Sorry you're homeless. Here's $1,000 a month. And they're like keeping track of the people to see, oh, at the end of the program, did they get off drugs? Did they find a house? Are they worse off? Like, I hope they're all worse off so they stop doing this shit. In a way.
Isn't that dope?
Bro, check this shit out.
We'll tell you, said this shit explode. What has he got?
So he's putting he's got RIP rounds, like 40 cal RIP rounds, and he's putting 22 LR because it fits inside of it. And then loading magazines with that. And it's all fun and games till you get a double feed, I think.
Let's see what it work.
Well, he doesn't shoot him, he's just showing him.
This shit, yeah, bro.
They got a bullet inside. I really use those. Like, if I had to shoot out of cars and shit, I'm aiming for gas tank with this shit because I already know this shit gonna have the extra spark.
Yeah.
I'm trying to blow that bitch up.
God damn, bro. You think that would work?
I doubt it because it has to pinch the rim to go off. I don't think it'd do much. It'd probably just be another piece of projectile getting put into you or into whoever they shoot.
Isn't it also being loaded in backwards?
Right. So the primer is the first thing that hits.
So
and
it
then
might go actually just blow up inside the gun.
Yeah, exactly.
If there's a double feed, you're fucked, bro. If there's a double feed, you're gonna have a bad day.
If it pinches that rim, oh yeah, fucking donezo.
He's like, been to.
That probably been his last video.
You guys ever been in California?
Hell no, I won't step foot in that fucking state. Fuck that shit.
Bro, check out Oakland, California.
Of all the bad places,
I'm just gonna mute it. We can watch this together. This shit looks like a third world country at a point. Like right here is just ghetto as fuck and everything's got spray paint. But like here you get into like shanty towns of like permanent houses that are built out of fucking plywood and shit.
It's just like that fucking movie. Fucking,
It looks like 80,
oh yeah, Escape from LA.
Hey, no joke. I still never been there.
Just like East St. Louis.
It looks like Haiti, dude.
You know why? It's because there's no gangs anymore more over there, keeping the fucking neighborhoods up to par. You know, the fucking government took over and ruined everything.
I mean, hey, I've been to Detroit. You can argue this is worse than Detroit because it looks all junky and shit. Nasty.
Like, this looks like Haiti right here. It looks like you're driving through the streets of Haiti.
Yeah.
Some of those look like the Brazilian like mountain
Favelas.
houses where they build like on top of each other basically, and it's just like those little
Favelas.
shanty shacks. Yeah,
They just got like electricity coming off of the pole, and everyone's just stealing it illegally.
Exactly.
And, like kids touch the wrong wire and die all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, call favelas.
And you have one person cough and like 50 people get sick from it.
Right. Or New York in the 1800s. Ever see how that looked?
Have you guys ever heard of the tenement pet?
Can't say I have, no.
This is a story I heard about when I was going to college. It's actually the only thing I remember from a history course I took. So we were learning about New York back then before sewer systems were a thing and everything else like that. And the entire place used to have what was called a tenement pet. It was usually a pig that they had down in the basement that they would toss everything to, including human shit. And of course, you know, it would eat its fill of whatever. And then they would tend to slaughter that animal for Christmas or Thanksgiving that year. And a lot of people got sick because of that.
I mean, you're feeding an animal your feces and then you're eating it?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that seems like
nasty.
That's how zombies are created or some shit, you know?
Yeah.
And the fucking bubonic plague or some fucking shit, bro.
All right, here's the top 10 by population, percentage of population, most armed states of the United States. You guys ready?
Listing the most armed American.
Nebraska.
Out of the 50 states, who's number 10 is Alabama, 52.8%.
Roll Tide.
North Dakota. Oklahoma, 53.4%. Just a little bit more. Mississippi, 54.1%. South Dakota, 55.2%. Idaho, 57.8%.
You Idaho.
Alaska, 59.2%. West Virginia,
Country
61.
road.
Number 3, West Virginia. Number 2, Montana. 63% of Montana has at least one firearm. All right, what's number 1? Oh, you see it already.
Colorado. Nope, Wyoming. Oh, Wyoming.
65% of Wyoming has at least one firearm. But to be fair, the number of people in Wyoming is like isn't it the least populated state?
Yeah. It's like
I know it is by square mile or whatever, but I don't know about total population. Because there's like little shitty fucking places like Delaware, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But they're just full of cities, so they might even have more than fucking Wyoming. I don't know.
Well, it's like that New Hampshire town that has 6 fucking people voting in it.
Isn't that where Dodge City is at?
Wyoming?
Is it?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. I don't know.
All
Someone
right,
in the chat
so
will bring it up.
Yep, Wyoming is the least populated state. District of Columbia,
300,000.
Washington, D.C. has more people than Wyoming. That's insane. Wow. Everywhere has more people than Wyoming. But they've got more guns per capita than anybody else.
Yep.
Kind
No,
of
that's in Kansas.
fucking coyotes and shit out there in the fucking mountain lions.
Dodge City's in Kansas. What the fuck I'm thinking about, man?
Yellowstone.
Is it Cheyenne?
Yeah,
There's
Cheyenne,
the
Wyoming.
Cody Firearms Museum. Wild Bill Hickok. what was his name? I can't remember the name of the Custer. Wasn't that Wyoming?
I think so.
Where did Custer die? Come on, internet, tell me some answers.
Montana.
Oh, it was in gall darn Montana. There we go. I'm pretty close there, though. Montana ain't far off from Wyoming.
Okay, so Cheyenne is the largest city in Wyoming. Okay.
And it's like 5 seconds across the border to Colorado.
With a population of 65,000.
It's funny. We go up there to buy fireworks. They come down here to buy weed. I think our
That's why
import
you just have a business on both borders.
No, there literally is. Like, you drive across the border to Wyoming on I-25 going north, and the very first, 5 things are 5 different fucking permanent, year-round fucking fireworks stands. They don't just open on the 4th of July. They're just open all the time. There's enough people that come over from Colorado to buy fireworks on the regular that it supports, 5 fucking businesses. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure there's weed shops in Colorado near every border. Like, literally every border that, any road that comes into Colorado, within 5 minutes of driving into Colorado, you're going to find, a green cross. Which is kind of like the Red Cross.
But better.
A little bit different. In Alaska, many natives can't have guns because of felony DUI, domestic violence. Also not reported. There's a shit ton of pedophiles in the villages. Oh, that's great.
Oh, great.
Hey, Corey's in the chat.
How's the hand, Corey? How's the wife's hand? I guess she got fucked up more, huh? Anyway. Sorry, Corey. That shit sucks. Texas National Guard continues to hold the line in Eagle Pass. Texas will not back down from our efforts to secure the border in Biden's absence. That was from Greg Abbott. So the story is, and I don't know if this is true or not, that as the fucking the feds come in and remove fucking fencing, the National Guard's putting it back up behind them. I don't know if that's true. I don't know what's going on exactly. They're also arresting people, supposedly. So Abbott directed basically the police and everybody, if they catch anybody who's not from the country, to arrest them and hold them to be deported or what. I don't know what the charge is or whatever to hold them. I guess you're here illegally. I don't know, dude. There's still crazy shit going on at the border, and we need to pay attention to it. We need to root for the right side. They're going to try to sneak in things like, oh, we'll fix the border, but we want amnesty for everyone here.
Mm-hmm.
We'll fix the border, but we want 10 years of funding for fucking Ukraine and for Israel. We'll fix the border, but we want to get our way on all of these leftist issues that you guys aren't going to like, and we're going to hold it over your head. I mean, it's an imminent problem that needs to be solved right away. And the more time that goes by, the more imminent that problem becomes. And the more that they know that our side will be willing to sacrifice in order to solve that problem, even temporarily, right? We'll sell fucking things down the river that we should have never sold because it's just so bad that, yes, we'll agree to 10 years of funding for Ukraine if you just fucking please just finish this wall and enforce our border rules. And it's funny, these people who, I know of a couple of them who work for Border Patrol, who all they do is facilitate people coming in. It's just a process that they put people through. And they're like, well, we work really hard, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you're working really hard to fuck the country over. Fuck you. You're a piece of shit if you're just following orders and your orders lead to the destruction of the country that you swore an oath to protect. Your oath doesn't mean shit, and neither do you. You're a piece of shit, and you shouldn't have a job, and neither should your boss who gave you that order. Fuck all of you.
Treasonous oath breakers is what they're called.
Exactly.
I mean, the deal between the states and the fucking the federal government, when it comes to the borders, is they will protect us from invasion. Are we being invaded right now?
150%, yes.
Yes.
And then especially when you look at down south, and you guys know what the Darien Gap is? I was talking about this on Matt's chat the other day.
No, I wasn't here.
So the Darien Gap is this little piece of land between North and South America. I think it's in like northern Brazil. I'm not exactly sure where it's at, to be honest. I've seen like videos of people trying to get across it. It's hell, dude. It's a rainforest that gets flooded, that's just mud and hills and trees, and there's no roads and there's no paths, and that's the only way to get through unless you take a boat or a flight. So everyone has to take a boat or a flight because of the Darien Gap. So it really restricts the number of people who can come from South America and just head north and fucking make it to America.
Okay.
Well, guess who's been spending a bunch of money building roads and bridges and encampments to get across the Darien Gap? What country? Which country?
China.
Oh, that's right, China. China's spending billions of dollars. I don't know how much money to build concrete, fucking high-rise, above the fucking flood and trees and fucking hills and shit highway, so that people can come across the border or across the fucking the continent from South America to North America at 75 miles an hour. Like, they're fucking smoothing out the pipeline. They made the pipeline so direct and so smooth, and they're opening it up and they're widening it and they're increasing the pressure behind it, pushing that water through. And if we don't close the shit now, it's already too late. But if we don't close it now, it's like just more nails in the coffin, I guess. Anyway.
Yeah, Darien Gap is Panama, Colombia.
All right, check this thing out. This is pretty cool, too. That's a good sized fucking house for like a bus house or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The thing's huge. Like, how cool would that be, dude? You got the motorcycle on the front. Just living life. Man, some people got it made, don't they?
Yes.
007 train mission. Oh, that's great. Venezuelans are often seen there, says Yosh. Aren't most of these people from Central America? Yeah, most of the people are from Central America. But it'd be a whole fuck ton more from South America if you could just take a highway. And that's what they're finishing. Yeah. They're finishing it up pretty soon. It's going to be ready pretty soon. Don't know exactly when. Oh, you guys remember this guy from the chat from the other day? Like, you are very stupid because you do not know who I am, but you will know soon.
Yeah.
So this guy's name is Movasum Maradan Uglu, and he's from Azerbaijan. And he's been sentenced to 12 years for terrorism. He's been released. And he's like the fucking leader of some Azerbaijani Islamic Caliphate terrorist organization. And he's here now. God knows where. Did I not send Corey a link? Son of a beach. Son of a beach. See, last chat, it was you, Muffin. Can I just call you Muffin? Is Muffin even here?
Did he study in England? Because English is pretty good.
I've seen a lot of people on, it was either Twitter or TikTok saying, oh, we got to give him a chance. He hasn't done nothing wrong here. I'm like, shut the fuck up.
It's almost like you own a house, right? And people keep breaking into your house. So you like buy better locks for the doors, but people keep breaking in. So you put a fence around the house, and people hop the fence. So you put razor wire across the top of the fence. And then the police come to your house, knock on your door, politely ask you to take the razor wire down because people are dying trying to get into your house. And you say, well, that's not my problem, that's their fault. And they say, no, you are liable for those people trying to die or trying to get into your house and dying in the process because you put up that razor. That's what it's like right now.
Yep.
Sup, sausage fingers?
What's up?
Yeah, we got a full squad today.
Full house.
Yeah.
How you feeling, man?
Do what?
How's the sausage fingers?
They hurt.
Did you
Like
get
you
like?
said earlier, my wife got it worse than I did.
Yeah, man. I'm sorry. That sucks, man.
It could have been worse. So there's that.
That's like one thing when you get hurt, but when your girl gets hurt, it's like fuck.
Yeah, she had a compound fracture on her right pinky, which we went to the doctor today, and because they were talking about it might need to be pinned, but they don't want to do that right now. They don't want to introduce a foreign body in there with, potential infection already brewing anyways from the bites. And her left hand has stitches in it.
Dude, okay, so I got a while back. This was Jesus, years and years ago, like 12 years ago, something like that. I went over to a buddy's house, and he had this old fucking Rottweiler dog. And they were downstairs, and they're like, yeah, come on downstairs when you get here. And the dog was by the front door laying down. And when I came in, I gave him a little pet. And then I gave him like a little doggo hug, like sometimes you just give a little, a little hug to the doggo.
Mm-hmm.
And when I did that, he fucking nipped at me and got my ear. And he didn't like rip it off or anything, but like part of it was fucking bit through and like hanging a little bit, and I was like, fuck. So we go to the ER. They charged me like $4,000 for this, by the way.
Oh, Jesus.
It's fucking ridiculous.
And they put they cleaned it with saline solution. They cleaned it with iodine. And then they put butterfly Band-Aids on my ear and sent me home.
That's ridiculous to be that much money. Shit. Yeah, they gave both of us strong doses of antibiotics. Well, my wife, she's allergic to penicillin and stuff. So they had to give her 2 different types of antibiotics to act as one because she's allergic to like the big ones. And my dog, she got it obviously the worst. Her left ear was halfway ripped off. She's got multiple lacerations to the head besides the ear, multiple puncture wounds. The one we're worried about the most is her left leg because if like our elbow, which I guess would be their elbow if you think of it that way, there was a giant hole in it where I could actually see like the tendon and shit. And it's in a splint and they sewed it up, but they're worried about nerve damage. And with her being as old as she is, if there is nerve damage, that leg's just going to be like a dead leg almost. And if she wasn't so old and overweight, they would consider amputation, but it wouldn't work with her because of her age. But so if it doesn't improve, we might have to put her down.
That sucks, man. Well, at least you guys are okay-ish, I guess. It wasn't worse than that. Like I know a girl got bit on her fucking face, bro. She looked like Joker.
Well, see, that happened to me when I was 10. I actually had to have plastic surgery because my lip from my nose was separated by an inch. I had a hole completely through the right side of my face, right by the nostril. And I'm actually paralyzed and have no feeling on the right side of my lip and cheek area. And I had to have, like I said, plastic surgery, and it required, I don't know, 20-something stitches. So this ain't my first dog bite neither. And then after I finally got the dog separated, because that shit happened so fucking quick, and I was grabbing dogs and just one by one in each arm, just throwing them away. And after I finally got everyone separated, and no joke, dude, I fucking had a major panic attack, and I just collapsed on the fucking kitchen floor, and I was hyperventilating because I was just exhausted and worried about my wife and my other dog because she was on the ground with my dog, and it just fucking got to me. It kind of makes me sound like a little bitch, but dude, in the moment, that scared the shit out of me.
No.
And my wife thought, something was worse with me just because I was breathing like every second, deep, not real deep, but shallow. Yeah, it freaked her out.
On a more positive note, I just woke up back to the chat. My bad.
Can I call you Muffin?
I passed out, man.
Can I call you Muffin? I'm going to call you Muffin from now on. Okay, Muffin?
Why would you do that to me?
Because I just thought of it. I'm sorry, Muffin.
It's either that or it's Fupa.
I mean, Muffin implies that I'm gay too, though, to be honest.
Oh, hey, Muffin. Come here, Muffin. Come on, Muffin.
Jesus Christ, Corey. That shit sucks.
Yeah, I mean, I just keep telling my wife, it could have been a lot worse, because it was literally like a fucking dog pile, because it started with one, and then I was kicking the shit out of that dog and hitting it, and then another one joined in. Then we broke in through the gate into the kitchen, and then a couple more chimed in.
How many dogs do you have, dog?
8.
Yeah, that's too many.
Well, we're fostering a couple of them because they were rescues, but they're gone. We got rid of them. I wanted to kill them, but yeah, my wife was like, no. So we ended up getting rid of them, the ones that started it. And someone asked me what would I do different next time. There's not much I would do different because, yeah, every time I would break them up, they'd go right back, So I did something, and it was just like it was an instinct, and I wasn't sure if I was going to say this or not, but I really don't give a shit. But there's a hole in my living room floor because Mr. Pew Pew went off in the living room into the floor.
I was gonna say, dude, that's what I would have done.
I did. It didn't hit nobody or nothing.
No, yeah, just to scare him. Like shoot 5 shots, just pap, 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 pap in the ground.
No, I just did one, and it did the job because it separated them long enough to where I could throw some of them outside, throw some in kennels, and throw some in another room.
And you shot the water heater, Corey.
No, it's 4.
Maybe you need a cattle prod.
I didn't know you had 8 fucking dogs, dude. Jesus.
Yeah, I have a Rottweiler, 2 Great Pyrenees. I have 1, 2, 3 pits, a Catahoula, and a healer. Of course, the healer and the Catahoula are gone.
Yeah, there's too many dogs.
Well, half of them are old and half of them are young, but it was the damn fucking red healer that started the shit. I don't know if she got jealous or what the fuck happened. And just, you know, my wife, I just woke her up. I finished making dinner. Went and woke her up because she had to go to work. She got ready. I was making her a plate for work, and she was about to go through the kitchen into the living room and out the garage like she always does. And our older dog Kira, which is the Rottweiler, always sits at the gate and waits for her. Well, I think the healer didn't like that because she's still kind of new, I guess, finding her replacement, and just fucking attacked her out of nowhere, unprovoked. Of course, my Rottweiler is old, and she kind of does a rotty talk because Rottweilers do that. And I don't know if she took that maybe as a sign of aggression. And then once the healer started, then that's when the Catahoula jumped. So it was, and man, I don't know if you saw those pictures, Honda, I put in the chat or the group text, but yeah, it looked like a fucking bloodbath in my kitchen. It was gnarly.
Yep.
Dang, man. Can I get a minute here now that I'm awake again?
No.
Oh, I see.
I just fucking let you go.
Dude, what do you guys? Okay, go ahead. Sorry, you go ahead.
Oh, I was going to be your fluffer. Anyway, guys, Honda's chat's so awesome and totally not boring enough for me to fall asleep during. Make sure you give him a like, sub, and a share. And he's trying to get to 10,000 subs. I don't know what the fuck you're trying to get to anymore, but yeah, make sure you guys give him all of those
1 million.
things. 1 million. There you go.
1 billion. How many billion people are there? That's how many subs I want.
Oh,
yep, we want all the
check this
subs.
shit out. I mean, this is like modern technology. This is a laser. But then we were talking of, like, how did the ancient technologies cut these stones back in the day? Well, maybe, here's an idea. Maybe they had some sort of glass lens that would focus the rays of the sun, and they could, like, cut a stone that way very precisely. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe. I mean, it's possible because,
Gotta be a crazy
the theory
lens.
has been that they had, more advanced technology years ago, but, with like the Great Flood, wiped out a lot of the shit, and basically mankind had to start over again from seemingly scratch. So who's to say there's not some ancient technology that, got lost in the sediment at the bottom of the ocean or something that...
I'm gonna see they had these on AliExpress.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
yep.
So I've talked about this before recently, but it just amazes me. The Great Pyramid at Giza. In order to build it, the first thing that they had to do, and this was by hand, by the way, was remove all of the sand all the way down to bedrock, which they still haven't even close to done that in modern times, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then, after they removed all of the sand down to bedrock, they then came in with 250 to 300 ton tile stones, or what they're called, right? And they didn't even build the pyramid until all of these stones were in place. And there's thousands of them, and each of them are 250 to 300 tons. And then part of it they cut into the bedrock itself because it wasn't exactly flat, so they had to cut a corner of it into the bedrock. And then they started building. I don't think
who's to say they actually...
King Khufu has supposedly built the pyramids in 20 years or something.
Who's to say they actually built the pyramids and then not like carved it out?
The stone doesn't come from the same. The stone has been proven to come from like 100 miles away.
Oh, okay, I got you.
So, like, they know where the quarries were. They can see where the stone came from. They don't know how they transported them, especially those like 300-ton fucking like bedrock fucking tile stones. You know what I'm saying?
They hold them in their F-150. Do you know what it's like to kiss a dude driving F-150?
Jesus.
But the point is, there's technology that we don't know about. Like, maybe it's something simple, right? Maybe it's just something simple that they use to get the fucking, or maybe it's something like crazy because the size of some of these stones we couldn't lift with modern day cranes. Like we could lift them, but not with just like regular equipment. We'd have to have some specialty shit, like built just for that.
Well, there's the, especially Christians and religious people, and because they're all over different aspects of history that Nephilim actually walked the earth. So could it not be that giants were really around and they, help carry those big ass stones and stack them? I mean, is that kind of far fetched or no? Because that kind of would explain it.
I think extraordinary statements require extraordinary proof.
Well, anything requires proof, but there has been proof of Nephilim being around.
Extraordinary, like, hey, here's a Nephilim graveyard with like 30 of them that we found with giant headstones with the language that we don't know. We DNA tested the bones, and it's got the same number of chromosomes, but they're not human, or something. You know what I mean? Like that would be.
There was a
like the proof
was a
that we
patch
have.
of Indian.
What is the proof we have?
Sorry.
No, you go ahead. Sorry.
There was actually a patch of Indian territory many years ago that they were digging on, and they found several graves of giants. And it wasn't shortly after that when they started having people come in and check in it and, do the quote unquote carbon dating of the bones. And it wasn't shortly after that when the government swooped in, locked that site down, and the bones disappeared.
More importantly,
Now, why would they do that?
Smithsonian. It was the Smithsonian that come in and hid all that.
Yeah.
There's
because
what's the reason for hiding it?
It's like the Mandela effect. People want to say, oh, we're slipped into an alternate timeline or parallel universe. No, the Mandela effect simply exists because they're slowly trying to take things, minute things, and change them and make people think, oh, you're crazy, because they're trying to see what they can get away with and changing, because their goal is, they want to take the Bible away. They want to rewrite shit. They want to, rewrite the Declaration of Independence their way. So they're doing small little things to see how much they can get away with to fuck with the people, to confuse them, whatever, so they can slowly rewrite stuff over generations. So I believe they found all this shit, and they're hiding it because they don't want us to know the actual truth. And as far as like carbon dating stuff, how people say, oh, the Earth's been around millions of years ago. My opinion, no. It's only been around 6,000 or so years. And the reason being, if you believe in the Bible and believe in the story of Adam and Eve being created, well, they weren't just created as infants and then raised. No, Adam was created in one day and appeared to be around a 30-year-old, let's say. God does that. God, when he creates something, he builds in history, makes it seem older than what it is. So who's to say he didn't do that with the earth? He made it in one day, but made it appear like it's millions of years old. See, people want to discount religion because
you can come up with some better evidence than, oh, well, carbon dating and blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Like, that is an extremely extraordinary statement to make. That
well,
the Earth
I understand that, but science is
how did light get here from billions of light years away if light's only 6,000 years old, Corey?
Well, see, science isn't absolute. Science is trying to catch up to God's creation.
Now, if you were to say, like, science is the mechanism by which God manipulated, like, the reason that science exists is, like, humans discovering the mechanisms which God used to create things, then I could get on board with that.
Yeah,
if you
but
were to say that, like, the cataclysm that happened 12,800 years ago on this earth, which 100%, that's how long ago it happened. Not 6,800. 8,000 or 12,800 years ago.
Can I pause this?
Yeah, go ahead.
The science versus the religion chat has been going on for literally thousands of years.
Well,
this is not going to be settled on one chat tonight.
No, God, no. It won't be settled in our lifetimes. That's for damn sure. But
I'm just saying, like, you can't take things in the Bible literally. Like, certain things that are in the Bible literally cannot be taken as like this is the literal truth of what happened.
And yet,
Like,
there's a lot that is been proven that it's there. So,
yep. It's more of having faith in something than trying to have faith in humanity and put your beliefs and everything that mankind is all knowing or knows.
Right, but it's also fucking
act like they
interpretation.
know what they're talking
Because-
about.
Hold on, dude. Hold on. This is my chat. We're not talking about this for the rest of the chat. I'm putting an end to this after this fucking sentence right here. Right? It's about goddamn interpretation. And you could interpret God saying, on the first day I said, let there be light, and saw that it was good. Right? You could say that was one day. That was a 24-hour period in which God created light. Or you could interpret that as that was an epoch of time in which God created light and the universe and could be a day, could be 50 billion years. We don't fucking know. And the evidence shows that light from distant parts of the universe, which has a speed limit, so by that speed limit and knowing how far away it is, which they absolutely fucking know how fucking far away these things are, because there's a way that you can do that, they know that light has to have traveled for billions of years to get here. Period. End of story. End of argument. We're not talking about it anymore.
I wasn't trying to piss you off, man, but...
Well, I mean, don't bring that shit, dude.
All right, whatever. I'm just trying to have a conversation, but...
I'm burnt out. You guys want some pizza?
Fuck yeah, I'm attacked.
Sorry to get angry about it, but it's like, Jesus, dude, I'm like really trying not to have that conversation, and you just went down the rabbit hole, and there we go. All right, now you're gone. Well, shit. Now I'm an asshole. Let's clear up a couple of myths. Not a woman, not a hero.
Yeah, that checks out.
Which is which?
Differ.
Oh, dude, check this out. This is crazy. This is absolutely fucking... Like, you want to blow your mind? Listen to this shit.
But I've thought about this every day for the past 2 years. In 1888, a man named Ingersoll Lockwood wrote a book called Baron Trump's Marvelous Underground Journey, where a 10-year-old boy named Baron Trump, who has a mentor named Don, who is a rich man who lives on 5th Avenue in New York City, he and Don travel to Russia to find a portal to a magical underground world. The third book in the series is called 1900 or The Last President, where Don runs for president, gets elected. His mentor's name is Pence. There are protests and riots in the streets because he's not a politician. He's a rich man. He fixes the economy, and they mess with the election of 1900. And when he goes to plead his case, he is silenced by the Speaker of the House. There's a lot of coincidences right there. Also, I guess it's a coincidence that Ingersoll Lockwood lived in New York City at the same time as Nikola Tesla, who was working on time travel and teleportation and all sorts of craziness. When Nikola Tesla died in 1943, the FBI gave all of his unfinished research to John Trump, Donald Trump's uncle, who is the longest tenured professor at MIT. He was given, I believe, 38 trunks of information. He only gave 35 back, stating that it was all theoretical. Interesting. I guess it's also a coincidence that IngersollLockwood.com is owned by John McAfee, who tweeted that he had 31 terabytes of information on the government. And if they ever whacked him, he had a dead man. Anyway, John McAfee said that he had 31 terabytes of information on the government that was connected to a dead man's fridge in his Miami penthouse. Less than 12 hours after he was found dead in his cell in France, a building in Miami just mysteriously just fell down. That's a coincidence, right? I haven't even talked about Back to the Future yet, but John Trump died in 1985, which is the same year as Back to the Future came out. In Back to the Future 3, the Doc writes a letter from 1885 to 1955 to let Marty know where he is in time. Could these books be a message to somebody from 1885 into the future? As long as we're talking about Back to the Future, in the first movie, Marty shows up at the Twin Pine Mall at exactly 1:16 a.m. You turn that upside down, that's 9/11. When he comes back from the past, it is now Lone Pine Mall. Twin Towers, and now we have the One World Trade Center. Coincidence. Coincidence. Sure, it's nothing. And yeah, I've spent a little bit of time researching this coincidence, and I still got nothing. I don't know. Time travel, it's probably real. Like, time travel exists now. Like, yep.
There you go. What do you guys think? Is time travel real? I wish Corey was here now, because that was part of the conversation that I wanted to get into.
I don't know, but I feel like now our presidential election was a shitty sequel, goddammit.
I'll say this, I find it really odd when you know, when people's found pictures of people in the past that, just some examples, the ones that looks like Nicolas Cage or Jay-Z or stuff like that. It's like, how the fuck does that happen? That they look exactly like that person. I'm not saying they're time travelers. I'm just saying there's something up.
They're vampires.
I mean, after billions and billions of people, I mean, faces are going to get recycled.
Well, see, that's another thing. What's the theory behind that? You know,
Could be cloning too.
You can cut an ice core into Antarctic ice, which is tens of thousands of years old, and count the years like tree rings, because during the summer there's like the southern summer, which is our winter. They get more precipitation because it's warmer down there, and during our solar summer, our summer up here, they get less precipitation. So there's a like seasonal, annual ring, like a tree, that happens, and they can count tens of thousands of years worth of rings in the ice.
okay, you're saying the rings are in the ice. You cut out for just a split second. I missed that one part.
Yeah. Like,
okay,
that's another way you can tell 6,000 whatever years is, doesn't add up. You just have to ignore a bunch of evidence to get there, and ignore science, and just say, "Oh, God did it." That's what pisses me off, dude. Like, you can't just say God did it. I'm sorry, you can't.
My main thing is, I'm not trying to get back on this. I'm just saying, it says the Earth was just sitting here bare, desolate for who knows how long. So, yeah, it's millions of years old. Doesn't mean people had to be here.
Very good.
I love fucking. I don't know about you guys.
So isn't PSA making an H&K like this?
Yeah, I think they're supposed to be making a clone.
I think
they should.
Who is that? I think Night Strike has a clone one.
They should make a briefcase to go with it, dude.
Yep.
That'd be cool.
Hey, I seen something cool, Honda. I'll send you the link if you want, or you can just look it up. But some company out there is making pressure washer guns to look like MP5s. So when you're washing your car, it looks like you're shooting an MP5.
That's how you get shot by the police. And cleaning your car.
No, they're not gonna shoot the guy who's cleaning his car.
They do have them painted up whimsically, so you can tell it's something a little different, but
that'd be cool.
Pretty cool though.
Now, if it was a mobile washing business, maybe not.
Yeah, that'd be a little different. Oh, I didn't know it fired from the case. That's really cool.
I mean, this is what they used to give to Secret Service agents. I think they would carry around these briefcases, and it would have the gun inside of it ready to fire. But then they could also like flop it out of the case and have it like on their shoulder real quick. And I forget which president it was. When he got shot, he had the dudes had Uzis under their jacket. Like, fuck, dude.
Wasn't that Reagan?
Yeah, they're strapped. They're always strapped. I wonder what they're carrying now.
Well, that one guy that
MP7s.
That one guy that was walking with Trump when Trump was doing his inauguration walk, you could see that fake arm on him.
Yeah.
There's no telling what he had under his jacket.
Yeah, you could see when old Daddy Biden fell over in his bike ride, there was a couple guys just straight up carrying fucking ARs. Like one guy had one underneath his like jacket and another guy had one in a backpack, but you could see the one slinged up. You could see it. You could see the barrel. He had it. I don't know why he'd carry it like that. I guess he didn't care too much about Biden, but I he's like, oh, well, I was there anyway, but
Old geriatric Joe's out again.
Check this video out. This is kind of fucked up.
I literally
Here, I gotta back it up. She's just having a bad day.
I have literally had the worst goddamn day. And I'm here helping my grandma with the garage sale, and I just went and got a coffee that I waited 40 minutes for, and I literally dropped it on the floor. I'll put a picture in for you guys at the end. This is worse than the splitting my pants day.
So she's just making a video.
What are you doing? I'm here talking to yourself.
What are you doing out here talking to yourself?
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, but why are you out here by yourself? What do you do? Like, you talk to next to my boyfriend. You want to explain why? Like, I need.
You say you parked next to my boyfriend?
I need these answers. Like, what's
What
going
the
on?
fuck?
Oh no! Like your hair fried and everything at the end. Like, what the hell? Do you want to fry? Do you want to fry? I mean, the fries go good with what you got going on. You want some? Do you want to fry? You want to fry? I think you should take some. Take some home with you. No, thank you. Because I mean, we got some type of issue or something. No. Oh, okay. Well, I need you to.
I'm pretty fatigued by all this stuff, I gotta say.
I'd be like, shut up, bitch. I'm talking on the phone. Don't worry about the fuck I'm doing in here.
Should have grabbed her arm and rolled that window up and took off.
Or what you do is you roll the window down, and when she reaches in, you roll it back up.
Oh yeah, she didn't have it open long or big enough. Yeah, you're right.
See,
Yes,
that's
we do
when you
hate
just
the
flash your piece and say, back the fuck up, bitch, and then they leave. And you're good.
I mean, that whole brand is not getting through.
Gun control is like trying to reduce drunk driving by making it tougher for sober people to own cars.
Yep. Might as well put breathalyzers in everybody's cars. That's the way they look at gun control.
Pretty soon it's going to be, oh, you can't own a self-driving car. Or you have to own a self-drive. You can't own a car that you drive.
Mm-hmm. Fuck that.
Because people are going to make, like it's always people that cause accidents, so fuck you.
That's straight iRobot shit, bro.
I know. That's where it's going.
I was watching something the other day that was talking about self-driving cars taking themselves back to the lot because they were being repoed.
Wow.
Oh, that's funny. So you miss your payment and your car drives back to the fucking dealership?
Yeah, or it drives to a place where it can be repoed from your house or whatever.
What if you just strapped in your kid and it took off? And like, well, I guess my car stole my baby. That sucks.
Bust through your garage door.
I mean, the way people spend money on those electric cars, and we expect it to happen. If you ain't got the money to spend them, don't get them.
Dude, cars are goddamn so ridiculously expensive these days.
Mm-hmm.
Like, especially when you consider, like, bro, like the manufacturing cost of everything has gone way down because you can just do CAD drawings and fucking have like a machine just build shit for you, and you just sit there and check every now and again and make sure the tools are running right. And then you have a fucking motor block. Then you just assemble it or whatever. Like, you can make things super fucking cheap, but they just keep adding doodads and regulations and emissions control and computer stuff and like big screen, like everything, dude. Every little thing is added to cars, to vehicles these days, and they just make them ridiculously goddamn expensive.
Yeah, man. Buy an 85 square body and you're fine.
Right, like I used to have this Volkswagen Fox Wolfenberg edition. It weighed fucking nothing. Like, it was just like a little light fucking go-kart of a car. Fucking 5-speed manual with a 4-banger. Man, that was a great car. It gets you anywhere you wanted to go. Front-wheel drive, just fucking make it up any hill. Like, doesn't matter if it snows, it's light. Can go on the highway, it's fine. You know? Like, that was a great car. And they cost fucking nothing to make back in the day because it was just a motor, a transmission, you know, like the basic components of a car to make a car, and they made it as light and cheap as they could while still being pretty fucking reliable, you know? That's what we need.
We should start our own company.
Well, the problem is we can't, because we don't have the capital, we don't have the, you know, everything to do that, to make a car company in 2020. What the fuck ever, dude? Get that shit out of your head. But then even if we did, right, we still have to abide by all the emissions laws and safety regulations and blah, 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 which, you know, a seatbelt and a fucking steering wheel and brakes used to be about as good as it got. But now it's like, well, it's got to have airbags and side impact airbags, and it's got to have, like, you got to, like, break fucking 50 cars testing them and, like, crashing them in different ways so that we can see how it rolls over and make sure that the cage is strong enough and, you know, like, all those things, which I guess, like, you would want that, but at the same time, like, just build it strong enough on paper and I'm good, you know? You don't have to fucking go through all that. That's why we have fucking physics. That's why we have science, so that we can do things like predict how much metal needs to go in that fucking frame so that it doesn't bend over and break your neck when you roll it over, you know? Anyway. Also, we know from experience, because, like, how many other cars, okay, just copy that shit. Copy, paste. Done, you know? Read my last chat. Where is your last chat?
On another note, Dr. Prepper is going nuts on knives on his channel. Not saying it's a good thing, not saying it's a bad thing. Just saying a thing.
Okay, this is the last chat that I can find, which is, like, way up there. But I assume this is the one you were talking about, because that's the most recent chat from you that I can find. Can we all just agree that God could have spent a little bit more time on building the ball sack? It looks like it's unfinished. Jesus.
But it shrinks when it's cold out. He put that feature in.
And the ladies don't know about shrinkage.
Yeah.
Hop in the cold pool. They don't know about that.
For our balls. Women love balls.
Remember that episode of Seinfeld?
No, I'm not old.
Oh. Well, there's an episode of Seinfeld where George jumps in the pool, and then he's, like, changing after the pool, and Jerry's girlfriend accidentally walks into the wrong bedroom and sees him naked, and then laughs at his tiny penis because it's all shriveled up and tiny because it was cold. Yeah, never mind. Fuck you.
Jesus.
Oh, good.
They really had suspension of disbelief in that series, because you cannot tell me that a guy that looks like George Costanza is going to get some decent-looking pussy on a regular basis.
Yeah, well, not only that looks like him, but that acts like him. That's the fucking kicker. Because he's just like this Weasley fucking, like, narcissistic, but also at the same time, like, no, like, narcissistic, that's not the right word. Like, I don't know. Sociopathic, I guess, would be a better word. Mm-hmm. He's a fucking weirdo and neurotic. Like, I don't know. Girls don't usually like those things. +220 restaurants closed in Denver alone. That's just Denver, not Colorado. Last year, expect more closures, higher dining costs this year. Crazy. I guess less competition, too, for the restaurants that are left. You get a bigger piece of the pie. But, yeah, man, it's hitting my industry pretty hard right now, I gotta admit.
But then if we get one more cough snivel, yikes.
Like, thankfully, where I work, it's pretty secure that it's going to be there in the future, you know? But not guaranteed. Nothing's goddamn guaranteed. Anything could fucking go under, and any corporation could start closing down.
Don't be serving any damn strawberries over there.
Well, sometimes we also receive strawberries, you know?
Oh, no.
Did they do a breakdown on the restaurants that closed, if they were chain places or mom and pop shops?
I think it's a mostly mom and pop, but there's a lot of chains that have closed too, to be honest.
Okay.
because the mom and pops can't fucking take like a downturn for too long, you know?
Yeah, it's like a month or so and they're gone.
If they've been there for, if they're it's like well established, if they have a bad year, they're usually out. If they're new, they have a bad couple of months, they're out. Yeah, like 2 months, they're done.
There was one here that was a family-owned place for like 40-something years, and they went out of business in like 2021 because of all the lockdown shit in 2020.
Well, goddamn.
It's like a hot dog stand or something.
Just people aren't going out as much, dude. Like they don't have the, they've realized like when you go to the grocery store and you buy the necessities that you need, the amount of money that you have left over after that's bought is less because it costs more, and then your rent's going up. So the cost of your basic needs, the basic food that you just buy and make yourself the cheapest way that you can, is going up to the point where like a lot of people, that's what they're having to do in order to survive. Whereas before they would just go to like Chipotle and get a burrito, or McDonald's and get lunch or whatever, you know? Now they're just like, well, fuck, I'll have a pancake that I can make at home because I have pancake mix and butter and syrup.
You're making me hungry, you dick.
Good. You fell asleep earlier. Anyway, but yeah, like bunches of places are closing, tons of people are out of work, competition for jobs has gone up. So expectations out of employers has gone up as well. So if you like slip up, like slip ups that used to happen where they'd be like, oh, whatever, like are now a big deal, you know, because they're looking to cut every little bit of fat off of everything that they can. And if they've got an employee that's not measuring up in some way, where they used to just be like, well, I guess, you know, nobody's perfect. Now they're firing them and hiring someone else, you know, which is good because then things run better. But it's also like a sign of the times, because even in like a shitty fucking industry like working in restaurants, there's such competition for the jobs right now, such fierce competition that this is happening, you know? And you got 200 plus closings of restaurants, so they're not, a lot of these places aren't even hiring. They've got people who work there for years. They're not going to get rid of them, and they don't need anyone new. So all like these 16, 17, 18-year-old kids who are looking for a job, ain't no job nowhere, dude. Like if you're a 17-year-old kid with a job, it's like your dad hired you. You know what I mean? Like and that's just the way it is. Like versus when I was a kid, like we used to make fucking flyers and go around house to house and put flyers on houses and set up appointments to do to mow lawns, and we would have our phone number on there for like when it snowed. We would do driveways when it snowed. We'd like any snow day was like money. Like I remember making like $200-300 in a day when I was 14 years old, 13 years old, shoveling snow until your arms wanted to fall off, and it sucked. And you got home and you were freezing cold and soaking wet and super tired and everything hurt, but you had a pile of money. And $300 when I was 14 years was like $1,000 now, dude. It was like 3 times that amount of money. Like insane amount of money, dude. But like there's not even those opportunities, because who's gonna pay someone to fucking do your driveway if you can just shovel it yourself if money's tight, you know? Nobody. And then they raise the fucking minimum wage again and again. So it's like, okay, I could hire, like, there was this meme I saw. It was Mo the bartender, and someone like, hey, can I get a job? He's like, yeah, sure. I'll teach you how to bartend and I'll pay you $5 an hour. Like, no, you got to pay 15. Like, okay, it looks like you're fired because I can't pay you that much. You're not worth that much. So now you can't even get into the fucking job market. You can't even get that first job to get experience, to move up the ladder, to make more money. You can't even get the foot in the door. Like, and you know, a lot of people are worthless human beings that don't have high intelligence or morals or, you know, drive or anything, work ethic, any of that. And yeah, they're going to be left out. And that kind of makes sense that they should be. But there's people who are like, you know, like mid-grade. They're not perfect, but they'd work hard. They're not going to work the hardest, but they'll show up. You know, they'll do the things that are required. Not good enough. You're fired. So now you have to like want it so fucking bad that, you know, it's like like that razor's edge of get this job or like children and future are in the gutter, you know? Like that's just what it is now. That's why people aren't having kids.
And this old saying, work smarter, not harder.
Well, one of the worst ones is all these things that used to be entry-level positions are now unpaid internships.
Shit, some of them
Any way to cut costs. Yeah,
Well, that's a great point. Like bartenders are going to be replaced with the soda machines inside McDonald's that mix all the different soda select. Exactly. Like the more that like okay, how much is this job actually worth? At a point, the machine is less than it costs for the employee. And at that point, it makes sense for the employer to get rid of the employee and buy a machine.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know how
over time.
Walmart has a fucking robot that does what these pickers do now. So what all these people are doing when they do like the online grocery orders or whatever and they just haul them to your car, they have a fucking robot that does that now. So they're going to replace all these motherfuckers that are doing that.
Yep.
And truck drivers are coming up next. Everyone thinks that their job's safe. Unless your job is like something that takes, I don't know, dude. Like, what is it that machines can't do? They can't just like pick little things up and big things and medium things and move them around and stuff.
I mean, I'll say this, like, remember, because I work in security. I mean, the only way that would work is unless you got like a big ass functional robot that can, we ain't nowhere near that close yet. Or you get like a little big giant tank that just like shoot a harpoon, like a little like a webbing thing and just maybe grab the person or something. But you're still gonna need guards where I'm at.
When economies go rough, because I wanted to actually open a security company from working security. When shit gets really rough, that's something that a lot of people cut, even though that's the thing they need the most at that time because they're stupid.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you're doing shipping and receiving, right? And the amount of money that the company is making through shipping and receiving is at that razor's edge where they're not like they're there fucking like the owner, let's say, in this mythical company is there 80 hours a week, 7 days a week, fucking 10, 12 hours every fucking day. And the company is everyone's getting paid but him, because he's not getting paid at all and everything's going into it. And then you look at the fucking like, what are the costs that I can cut? Well, if I get rid of security, everything still ships. For now.
Yeah.
For now, until something happens.
I mean, it depends. I mean, unless everybody keeps stealing inventory like crazy, because one of the guys I know, friends with, he works in security. He had to like stop all those people that trying to like steal stuff from the trucks, and back when it was COVID was happening. But it was just like not even the supplies that people wanted, like food and stuff. Surprisingly, they didn't even know what was in those trucks.
They're just taking whatever they find or whatever it is.
Yeah, it's like loot boxes.
Like one day it'll be like brand new iPhones. The next day it's fucking lettuce.
Yeah, I don't know. Over here, there's like 8 food trucks with like $1.6 billion worth of like pork and beef stolen, and they ended up catching like part of the ring of the guys that were doing it in Florida. One guy had all the trucks stolen. Now the security there is observe only. They don't even have pepper spray, so that sucks for them. But I mean, they don't know. They were getting them outside, the facility and whatnot on the road. They were literally unhitching the truck and fucking setting the trailer down and backing their semi in and fucking hitching it up and taking off.
Yep.
That sucks, dude. I used to work construction with these dudes who, like one of them was the like cat repair guy. So he had all the fucking cat tools and all the expensive shit on the back of his truck and like these lock boxes and stuff. And we went inside to get some Wendy's or whatever, for lunch. And we sat there and talked for a minute. We came outside. Everything was fucking gone. Someone went in with bolt cutters, cut all the fucking locks, stole everything out of there, like of value, like pretty much everything that you could grab in like 5 minutes and run. And that's what they did. And dude was saying they stole like fucking $50,000 worth of tools.
Yeah. You get now with the just like when in New York, you get those people with the battery powered grinders with the aluminum sides on the Fords. They're just cutting the fucking sides of the trucks off and scrapping them.
The regular
These are
rigs
fucking
or
smart. Yeah, just like they have the regular F-150s. You know how they did the aluminum box? They're just rolling up
yeah,
to them, fucking cutting them off the grinder and throwing them in the back of their truck and taking off.
yeah. Because I used to work in the trucking stuff. I'm like, sometimes you would probably need a forklift to lift that shit out because the way we had stuff organized, yeah, that shit wasn't easy. And plus, you know which ones were the hot items. So all you needed somebody who was probably working there to like, oh, this is where this is where that is.
Yeah, that's why down on the border that the people that assemble the fucking like the Fords are really bad. That like they assemble them in Mexico. They know the dealer code to open the fucking door so they can get in every goddamn truck down there.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's
That's-
fucked up, man.
That's
That
like
happened to my buddy, but he had his gun with him, but they stole like some shit that was in his truck just that they left in there. It was like minuscule shit, but he's like, what the fuck?
That's like over in England. I think it was back in the 90s, the Vauxhall Nova. You got on the inside of that, all you had to do was take the emergency light switch, take it out of the dash, turn it upside down, put it back in, and it acted like you put the key in, and all you had to do was turn the key where the key was supposed to go, and you could steal the car.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
That seems like a big design flaw.
I
Oh,
saw
it was
one the other
huge.
day of these Kia boys stealing one of the Kias, and they literally took a screwdriver, yanked the panel off, popped the top of the thing, and then shoved the what do you call it, USB cable into the other piece and started up in 24 seconds.
You can do that with
I saw that one too. Or
you can do that
they
with
got the weird ones.
Hyundai too.
Well, they got one a weird one where it's like I guess there's like a guy who holds like this weird ass antenna because your key fob is still sitting at a signal. Like my car, anybody gets a key fob, and it amplifies that signal. It just starts the car and just zip out.
Yeah, have you seen that little thing that it's like I forget what it's like a repeater that also copies, so it can make any of the fucking like the key fob different frequencies, but it also listens.
Yeah,
so you
I've
just
seen
sit there and you like wait for someone with their key fob to like start the car or whatever, and now your fucking magic key knows what the key fob knows and then can repeat it. If that makes sense. I did a terrible job explaining that.
No, like if somebody locks their car when they're walking into the store or whatever, they just click that deal and it matches the code, they unlock it, and then they fucking take off.
Yep, exactly.
And you can use that same thing to do it to a garage door to match its code to get into it.
It's fucked, man.
Yeah.
Scary, dude.
Now we gotta go back to manually putting our fucking keys in and manually shutting the fucking garage doors because people are fucking so lazy. You know, if they put that kind of brain power into fucking working, we'd have a lot better working class around here.
Or like codes for everything where you got to type in like a 5-digit code to get into your house or a 5-digit code to unlock the car.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there's a good portion of them that are probably doing some, smart brainiac stuff, but I think a lot of them just got like, that one guy that knows how to do that type of computer work. But I said there's plenty of long enough that we was going to get close to that hacking age type stuff. So.
Well, it scares me for my motorcycle, dude. Like I rode it to the gym yesterday, and the gym that I rode to is not in the best part of town, and I had to fucking like peek out the window every 10 minutes just to make sure it was still there. I'm not saying it wouldn't have been and nothing happened, but like it's the part of town where shit happens like that, where like, oh, I parked my bike and now I don't have it anymore. It's terrible.
And you're like,
Or
I'm
you
sore.
drive to the gas station and they rob you right there.
Well, Daniel dropped in $2 and I missed it a minute ago. Sorry about that, Daniel. It says Night Strike said Ballsack was his masterpiece, though. Because whoever that was said that Ballsack is gross.
Yeah,
that explains the rest of him then.
That wasn't very nice.
No.
I feel bad for being a dick to Corey. That was uncalled for.
Well, you guys get into this every once in a while, and I'm like, really? Again?
Well, I mean, and he knows that I don't agree with it. He knows I don't like the argument. I think it, I have thoughts about it that aren't positive. So quit bringing it up. Sorry, I'm a dick.
You dick.
I'll text him in a minute and fucking apologize. Anyway, well, we've been going about an hour and 45 minutes, which is how long we normally go for the Gay Frog Chat. Hey, this isn't the Gay Frog Chat. This is 2A Taco Tuesday. Wouldn't know it by what we talked about this day. Let's see who you really are.
And if you want something to happen to you and it's...
All right. I love that clip.
That guy exploded.
I forget what it's from, but like that chick actually got exploded.
Yeah.
They didn't mean to. All right, everybody. Well, I hope you all have a good night. We'll go ahead and end it here. We'll see you on Sunday. Actually, we'll see you on Saturday on Never Enough Ammo's chat. Talk about toys and video games, and I like talking about the video games and the TV shows and the movies.
Yeah, that's fun.
I didn't came in that last night.
But anyway, we'll see you guys next time. Peace out. Deuces, y'all. Shall not pee in fridge. Trubada shabada nabada bada but a pressure. Batacath care. And what's the newest one? It's this
We'll
one.
teach Donald Trump a valuable lesson. Don't mess with the women in America unless you want to get the benefit.
All right, guys. Oh, I almost hit the leave studio button instead of the end stream button.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.